literally hate you guys.
Shut your mouth. Start.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So, as you guys can see, I have my beautiful mother with me. And this is May 1st. So, you guys know that Mother's Day is coming up. So, we're going to be doing a Mother's Day marathon. Wow. So, you guys are going to get 10 videos with the lovely Stacey McCoy. Okay? So, our first video is going to be a Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram, what are some questions that you want to ask her or ask us. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Without further ado, we're gonna get into the video. Also, don't worry about how I look, because this ain't about me. This is about her. Okay? Thanks. Okay. You don't need to look over here. Thank you. The first question is, would your mom ever make a YouTube channel?
No.
Why?
It's too much work.
Okay. Would you do dance videos with me?
No.
Why?
It's too much work.
Really, mommy?
I do not dance. I do not sing. I don't have, like I always tell Jade, I don't have those same bones that she and Ice have. I wasn't born with those bones.
It's not about bones, Ma.
I cannot dance.
So the question is, how she feels about your dancing, especially the dance hall segment.
Well, there's nothing that you do that I don't support. So regardless of what genre it is, you know, there is no critique or that is negative.
Sorry. Did that make the camera shake?
Exactly.
Supportive of everything that she does. So, you know, whatever she's doing, she's basically expressing herself to her fullest. So there's nothing that I feel like you can do that I would frown upon, you know. So I support you 100% in what you do, because I believe it's a true expression of who you are. You know, our culture. And
yeah, I was gonna say that, like, this is our culture, guys.
Yeah.
Remember, we're not like American, and like our parents are not American. They're not gonna look at us like, oh, they're being
vulgar.
Yeah.
It's never about that. It's about expressing, you know. I mean, you weren't born in Trinidad, or you didn't really grow up in the islands, you know, to say that it was so heavily infused in you, but it was still to some point, you know, around you enough. You know, your dance teacher, Miss Tony, you know, 100% Trinidadian, you know, so there was no getting around it.
Did motherhood scare you?
Did it?
Like, really, mommy?
I believe it had to. It definitely had to, because I had you pretty young, you know, so not really having a lot of support or a lot of family around, you know, it's like learn as you grow kind of thing. So it was a lot of figuring out things as you go. So yes, it did.
But she did an amazing job, because look at me now. Where did you live in Trinidad? Like,
I am from Belmont, which is in Port of Spain.
Why did you leave Trinidad?
Well, my mom was here. She lived in the United States, and New York was somewhere that I frequented. Like my first passport picture, under it says cannot write. So I was practically a baby, you know, traveling a lot. So I spent a lot of time in the United States. And then my mom was here. So right out of high school, you know, I was on a plane. I wanted to be with her, so.
Wait, so how old were you when you came here then?
I left at 16.
Oh.
So right out of high school.
Oh, so like Joy's age. Aww.
Yeah.
Was Jade a bad baby? Was I a bad baby?
No. The pregnancy was difficult, but as a well, you were the worst baby. As far as, you know,
I'm gonna make the most money though.
As far as, you know, the getting up every 2 hours, you were the worst sleeper. I guess because you were the first, you know, it was harder.
Yeah, like you don't really know what you're doing.
Right, you know, so as being a bad baby, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say yes, you were a bad baby. You have to remember that when you were born, I practically got pregnant like 4 months after. Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
So there was no like really, you know, yeah, because y'all are exactly 13 months.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's really crazy.
Yeah. So there was no, y'all grew up as twins, you know, there was no really you as a child, you as an only child.
Balance everyone's careers and talent.
It hasn't been too bad. Like, there were a couple times where you and Ice had things, you know, going on at the same time. So I had to choose, you know, which I had to do. But that wasn't very often. That was pretty rare. Like, there's only one time I remember having to choose, you know, where I was at that. It's been good so far where, you know, they're not doing things at the same time, but it can get a little crazy when everybody's trying to talk to you at the same time, you know. It's like, yeah, there's quite a few days where, you know, everybody's talking to you at the same time. Like, she's talking, Ice is talking, and it's like,
and then she's doing homework with Phoenix
yeah,
at the same time.
Exactly, it happens.
All right, what is your favorite memory? One of your favorite memories with me? All 20 years of my life. I know.
I mean, one of my favorite memories was at your Sweet 16.
Mm-hmm.
When I sang.
Yes, she sang to me, and my mom cannot sing, guys.
I cannot sing.
But it was so sweet.
It was a song that I used to sing for her when I was pregnant. So I had never told her the story about it, and I felt like it was the best time to actually tell that story in front of everybody and sing, and, you know, it was very emotional.
One of the questions are you like your mother, or do you have any qualities that your mother has? I would say, like, as far as, like, how organized she is on top of certain things.
Yeah.
Yes, but, like, as far as, like, her actual personality, I don't feel like I take after her in that aspect as much as, like, her worth ethic quality.
Yeah. I think you're more of a keep people in line kind of thing that, you know, I try to do all the time.
Like being pregnant with Jade.
I had a very difficult pregnancy with Jade. Like 2 months. Oh, God.
Joy? All right.
Carrying the devil's
Oh,
child.
my gosh.
Devil's child.
For
Did
real.
she ever stick her hand out?
Joy, I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah, my pregnancy was extremely difficult with Jade. I had to have my cervix stitched closed at like 2 months in.
Well, that's early.
And then I had to go out on disability. I think I went out on disability for like 6 months. Then I was hospitalized for like a week because I was having a bad pain and they couldn't figure out what was going on. And the nurses would, you know, the IV bottle, the drips that they hang on the pole, they would heat it for me and bring it and put it on my back like a heating pad, which was like a lifesaver. But,
why?
Because I was having really bad pains and they couldn't figure out what was going on. So, like, they were straining my urine, thinking I had stones. It was like one thing after another with you. And then I had to get a shot because you were kind of giving me early labor. So they had
how
to,
early? Like when?
Like maybe a month before.
Oh, okay. That's not
So
terrible.
no, it wasn't terrible. They gave me a shot so that your lungs could be developed in the case that you were born early. So it was just.
That's why I'm a good swimmer, y'all.
It was one thing after the next, but it was a lot of pain. It was a lot of false labor. I remember going to the hospital like every other week, you know, because you know, you never really know when you're in labor, when you've never experienced
Okay,
it.
guys, so those were all the questions that you guys have asked me that were pertaining to me and my mom. So now we're just gonna like talk to you guys about our relationship or some things that we've been through that make us stronger, of course.
Worst things that I think that I experienced with you was going away to school. Like, that was like, it took me I think like 2 years to really
Barely. She's still not over it.
right, and you're going to be a
I'm
senior.
about to be a senior.
Yeah, 1 more year to go. So I made it 3 years. But like the first 2 years, there was the hardest. Yeah, I cried like nonstop. You know, I was making the decision to even send her away was like, yeah, it was pretty difficult. And because we were so close and we always did everything together, and I didn't want her to be not around, you know, we didn't spend every like birthday together and, you know, certain things. So it was super difficult. And yeah, I felt like the last year was actually the best. You know, it wasn't as hard.
Yeah.
It wasn't as hard, but
I don't know.
For me, you know, yeah.
I feel like for both of us though, in a sense that like stuff with our family never really would get easier in an aspect like that. It just comes that I don't know even how to say that properly. It's just like you get not numb to it, but it's just something you're used to at a certain point. So you know, like what the routine is, you know that they're gonna leave, they're gonna come back. But like I feel like for me personally, like almost every time I went home and had to go back to school, I cried. Like I would never get used to being away from them. Yeah. I'm never gonna get used to not spending every day with them or missing out on little things. Like I would literally come home just to do like Joy's hair for a photo shoot or something like that, just because, you know, like those stuff are still important to me. Another thing, I feel like you guys see us and we're really all super close now, but like as far as like me and my mother's actual bond or like our mother-daughter relationship, we weren't always like this close. Like, you know, when you're younger and you're growing up, you don't understand a lot of things as to why your parents don't let you do certain things. Like I always wanted to hang out, I wanted to stay after school, I wanted to do a lot of things, and I didn't understand as to why they were doing certain things till I got of a certain age and realized they were doing these things to protect me. They were doing these things so I didn't end up like a lot of my friends. We were able to get closer because it was more like, this person is not like my enemy in a sense. Like this became somebody I realized that was like, obviously I know that she's always protecting me, but when you're older, you understand. Yes, you actually understand why. You're not just looking at it from like a little kid aspect, like, oh, she never lets me do this, and oh, she never lets me do that. Right. And I was able to like talk to her about everything. Like I literally tell my mother everything. Yeah. Okay? Everything.
I guess for me, being younger, you know, because I had you at 21. And for me, at that point in my life, I was still growing up, you know. I was still learning. I was still figuring things out.
That's crazy.
So I wasn't,
because I'm 20 now. Yeah. So you're basically like me. I
was pregnant. I was probably pregnant at your age.
20. I'm 20.
Oh, almost, yeah. No, yeah, you're going to be 21.
Yeah, I'm about to be 21 in a few months.
Right. So for me, it was a lot of, you know, I was never perfect. I didn't do things the right way. You know, there was a lot of things that could have been done better. But for me, it was all about growing and learning and, you know, figuring it out on my own.
Like, my mom is one of my #1 supporters. Where I am and how I am has a lot to do with her.
And will continue to be your #1 fan.
And I know that you guys love to see our bond, and you guys love how real it is, because some of you guys don't have this bond, but you know, you can have my mom. We can share her through the YouTube fam.
Well, what you see is what you get with Jade. You know, she's pretty much, you know, a tough cookie on the outside, but she has a heart of gold. You know, she loves hard, and she's very caring, you know. After you know, take a few layers off, you know, the heart of gold is there, you know. She is gonna go extremely far in life, you know. She has a lot of she's very grounded in everything that she does. You know, she puts her heart and soul into everything that she does, and we support her, we love her, you know, and she is gonna do some amazing things, you know, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And, you know, after that wonderful statement, I just think that this means that y'all should like, comment, and of course subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you can know when we post.
Because I'm being forced to do this, just so you know.
Guys, 10 days straight. We can do this. We can do this. The Mother's Day Marathon. Thank you, Mommy. Later.